Today I want to show you how I made a trap beat using this steel tongue drum. After playing around for some time, I came up with a melody I really liked. As there was still some empty space, I decided to add 3 more notes like this. I realized that recording the 2 parts separately would lead to cleaner recordings and more flexibility later in the process. This way, I was also able to dampen the unused tongues with a towel to stop them from resonating. I also tried to hold my breath during the recordings to get the best possible result. After the recording session was finished, I imported the files into my music software and began to make the beat. This is what the project looks like in FL Studio, which is my music production software. Before we get to the recording we did earlier, I'd like to show you the drum section first. We have a kick, a clap, a rimshot-like percussion sound, a crash cymbal, a shaker that I reversed at certain points, and a hi-hat with an automation clip. This basically turns the pan knob, which makes the hi-hat go from left to right. And as we are making trap, I also added an 808. Let's hear them play together. Alright, let's get to our loops. After finishing the recording, I first cut out all the parts that were either completely silent, weren't played well, or had background noise in them, leaving only the parts of the recording that I liked. Then I arranged them into 2 loops, which, without effects, sound like this. Let's hear them play together with a beat. To make the loops more interesting, I added a few effects. To check them out, we switch over to the mixer. I wanted to process each loop individually, which is why I gave them separate mixer tracks, in this case 11 and 12. In track 13, both signals are combined again for additional processing and control of both loops at once. Let's begin with the high loop. First I added an equalizer to filter out the very low bass frequencies which didn't contain any musical information rather than rumble from footsteps or our heater. I also boosted the high frequencies a bit. Then I added a transient shaper. This allowed me to boost the sound of the initial hit on the drum while also reducing the subsequent ringing. This allows the steel tongue drum to push through the mix better. Then I added a chorus. This completely changes the texture of the sound and gives it that floaty feeling. The next 3 plugins I added are a stereo enhancer, a delay, and a reverb. Let's hear the before and after. For the second loop, I did very similar processing. I cut out the low and high frequencies I didn't need, added a dynamic EQ to take care of a certain unpleasant frequency, and finished with the same transient shaper and chorus. Let's hear the before and after. The final processing was done on the bass track. Every effect inserted here will affect both loops. I once again added an EQ to make sure there are no frequencies I don't need. The compressor takes care of the volume peaks and reduces the difference in volume between loud and more silent parts. In other words, it makes the loop sound more even. The next effect is a simple volume plugin that is linked to the kick. Every time the kick plays, the loop gets ducked down a bit, creating more space for the kick. This makes the whole mix sound clearer. To give the beat more variation, I added 3 more effects, which only activate at the end of every 8th bar. This reverse effect is controlled through this automation clip. It just turns it on and off. It sounds like this. This EQ is also automated through this and this automation clip. This one turns it on and off, and this one controls the EQ settings. Let's hear it. The last effect is once again a volume effect that just turns down the volume of the loop for a short second, providing a smoother transition. There is one automation clip remaining. This one controls the stereo separation. It is built into the mixer track and makes the sound even wider before returning to default. This sums up the processing. Let's hear the finished beat. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment or write me an email. Have a nice day.